So, Kiana James is a fascinating individual in terms of wrestling because the only thing I remember of her is she carried like a briefcase with her to the ring. Her character was supposed to be some type of office executive worker. Like, it was really weird, and she did minimum wrestling. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, that woman got called up and she wrestled one time and that was really it. So I went ahead and tried to find out what was going on because that is a curious case indeed. Apparently, WWE star Kiana James was called up to the main roster this year following her tenure in NXT. However, she has officially been removed from WWE's active roster due to a leg injury that could keep her out of action for up to 6 months. Who knew that? Nobody? According to this article, earlier reports noted that Kiana James had been shifted to the miscellaneous category on WWE's internal roster, but there was no explanation until now. The injury comes as a setback for James, who was drafted, like I said, earlier this year, had made appearances in backstage segments, as well as competing in 2 matches on Raw in June. Fans will certainly miss James, as she was just beginning to establish herself on the main roster. She really wasn't establishing herself or anything. Somebody made a good comment. They said, how in the hell did this woman get a leg injury? Where is she wrestling at? Was she on the house show circuit or the live shows? Like, what? I've many times if I've been to WWE shows, Kiana James never was in main event because they give you like a pre-show before the actual wrestling show comes on. Never was in the main event. I'm completely confused by what they're talking about. Anyway, Kiana James shared photos from the event, posing on the red carpet with fellow stars like Shawn Spears, Kofi Kingston, and AEW star Wardlow, looking stunning in a white dress and a red jacket. So she strutted the runway for couture designer behind John Cena's iconic outfits. So apparently, here's a new piece of information that no one probably never paid attention to. WWE drops romance angle for Adam Pearce due to injury. So you might have missed it, but WWE was forced to drop a romance angle they had for Raw General Manager Adam Pearce due to injury. While summer just ended and many are still adjusting back to normal life, WWE was busy. They made a ton of deals and produced several shows around the world. Also during that time, they held a draft. Several wrestlers found new homes, including Kiana James. During the first evening of the draft, James was sent to Raw roster. She wrestled like one match early June by defeating Natalya. Outside of that, she was spotted in some backstage segments with Adam Pearce. And the Wrestling Observer, y'all homeboy, noted how James and Pearce were to have a romance angle. Fans did not see much of James, hence they probably did not even notice. We learned James was removed from TV because of a leg injury and no return date was disclosed, and she was taken off the active roster. After a short stint on the indie scene, James signed with WWE in 2022. She was a part of the breakout tournament but lost that round to Roxanne Perez. James was presented as a businesswoman gimmick, and she briefly held the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship with Fallon Henley as part of a larger angle. She is 27 years old, and we got a whole lot of questions and all of that. So what do you think about Kiana James being in a romance with Adam Pearce? Like, I don't even... Are you serious? What was he... all of the chaotic shit he had going on, and such a terrible GM he is presented as. You mean to tell me he was going to be fucking too? On top of that? I'm really curious to know what that would have looked like. Adam Pearce stressed out, and she was going to what? Lick him in the ass? WWE is something else, child. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Later.